Hoya! I am feeling better, Obsidian. Thank you. I know, right? It's kind of creepy when the voice just comes out of nowhere. Hello, everyone. Just a couple of minutes. Alright, finally. Had some issues, but we're here. Hello everybody, how are you all doing? I hope you all have been well the past, has it been a couple weeks? I don't know. How long has it been already? I actually don't even remember now. A week? Jokobo, thank you so much for the tier 1 for 10 months. Wow. Thank you, thank you. Yo, that mat is cool. Thanks. This is the Nuke Data dust mat. Let's see who's here. One Drunk Man, Salty, Chillgam, Sandra, hello. JD's right there. And also Ron's there. Base Katas, Nine Walker, Obsidian, Moon, hello, hello. Is that an HKB? Yes, it is an HKB. It is an HKB professional. But yeah. Hey Moon, thanks so much for the Prime Gaming sub. Really appreciate it. So yeah, I've been super busy, and up until today, this morning, I was down from the second dose of the COVID vaccine. So I got I got the Moderna vaccine on Wednesday at basically at midnight, and you know, Thursday I was fine for like half the day, and then it just hit me like a truck. Like I started having like arm soreness, body aches, headaches. It just couldn't sleep, basically. And then up until this morning, I was kind of like weak. And then in the afternoon, for some reason, I kind of like had a bit of like, I don't know, if it kind of felt like a bit of a second wind. And then like I went to run an errand and I came back and then I just felt fine. And I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna stream because I actually feel just fine. Like I kind of feel like I'm pretty much back to normal. I mean, maybe I'll just need a bit more sleep tonight, but that's about it. I'm actually okay. So yeah. So it was kind of weird. A bit of a weird experience, but all in all, I think it's nothing serious actually. Like the second dose effects, they're not serious, but it's kind of like a nagging feeling. It's like pulling you the whole time. So like if you're gonna get your vaccine at some point soon and you're getting your second dose, don't schedule important work the day after. That way you can just avoid doing the work then, because that's what I did. I was like, you know what, screw work, I'm not gonna do work the day after. So yeah. So I think arm soreness is okay, but the body ache and like, you know, that kind of stuff is what bothers me. But it's just like this nagging feeling. It's like it just feels like it's pulling you, you know, like back into bed basically, which is the more annoying part. Sorry, just adjusting some parts of the screen here, or rather my webcam. Okay, cool. Told my boss I'm taking a day off after my second shot, anticipating. Yeah, that's the way to go about it, in my opinion. So yeah, if you're getting your second shot, just ask for some leniency in the work stuff. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? So I don't really have many news other than the fact that we're gonna be building several things over the course of the next few weeks. First we have this guy here today, which is the Palmetto by CarolinaMech. Again, this sleeve is actually my own. This is a modern coat sleeve from back when. I just put it in here because it was easier to store for a bit. But yeah, it just came in a box. So nothing special there. It's just a prototype. So we're gonna be building this guy, and I'll bring out, like, for example, the unicorn maybe, or something like that to compare, maybe, if you guys want us to see that. But here we have it. Let's go. So here we have our switches, our stabilizers. Here we have our O-ring gasket, our CarolinaMech sticker. Cool. You know how, like, there's a lot of stuff that's kind of like California shape or like Texas shape, and you know that it's those shapes because, well, those are such big states, right? But you see a Carolina, like, state, you know, diagram, and you're like, I don't know what state that is. or pretty much any other state, like, other than those, I feel. Yo, Arslock. So Arslock is from CarolinaMech. So Arslock is the designer of the Palmetto. He's been working directly with the manufacturer of the board, that is located in South Carolina, and basically it's all manufactured in the United States and anodized. I believe this unit was anodized with CT anodizing. Is that right? Which is the same anodizer as Keycaps. So here it is, the Palmetto 60 by CarolinaMech. As you can see, it says Van Dusen on the right, which is the manufacturer, and CarolinaMech on the left, which is the designer, and then Palmetto, the title of the board. And let's look at these, let's look at that. Very nice. You can definitely see some, you know, some small machining marks and stuff, but that's probably just stuff that is the nature of prototypes. But overall, this looks super clean. Also, that's just my fingerprint probably. But yeah, this is looking pretty sweet. I like how those lines are fading here. So when I first saw this, there's like a machining mark here, but again, I think that's a prototype thing. When I first saw this, I was like, man, it's too round for me. And I kind of still concur with that thought, but overall, after, like, you know, seeing it in person, it feels a little bit different from the pictures. So has a bit of heft to it. So as you can see on the interior, we have two windows essentially, through which the brass weight is popping through, and we have the daughter board cable right there, and it's wedged in this channel, in this zigzagging channel, to basically keep it inside. The rest is quite similar to the unicorn case, the unicorn by Singa XTGR, where we have these pillars or columns to allow the PCB to sit through it, and then the O-ring gasket would sit on top of those pillars to basically friction fit the assembly. All right. So I'm not gonna touch the weight much. I mean, I can just easily imagine that this is just a window, you know, like if I were to unscrew this, it would just pop out pretty easily. So the case, that's about it for the case. But if you want to see a certain angle or anything like that, just let me know. Go ahead and take the weight out. Okay, sure. I also might as well bring my scale. So let's just first weigh it without anything. So it's just the case without any special things. I know you can't see the numbers, but I'll just read them out for you. Okay, there we go. It's zeroed out. Alright, so it weighs basically 3 pounds, rounded down. So it weighs 3 pounds and 1 ounce. 3 pounds essentially. 3 pounds is going to be equal to 1.4-ish kilograms, for those who are wondering. So about 1.4 kilograms or 3 pounds is what this weighs without anything. So it's actually a decent bit heavy, because I believe the unicorn is actually a bit lighter than this. But yeah, well, sure, we can take out the squeaky. All right, yeah, we can take out the weight. Why not? So here's the weight. The weight is actually quite chunky, as you can see. It has a bit of a slant there. The part where it slots down, slots into the case, and then the exterior where it says Palmetto. Pretty neat. It kind of looks like a I don't know, like 3D movie glasses or just like sunglasses. Kind of neat. Okay. Cool. Alright, so it is a pretty board though. I actually am getting to appreciate the curves more in person, because definitely the photos, when you see it, it kind of, relative to objects around it, it makes it appear very round. But now that I see it in person, it's actually much nicer in the flesh. So, we have many options today to build. And I would like you guys to help me pick. We have several plates made by CarolinaMech here. So we first have an FR4 half plate. We have then an FR4 full plate. So you can actually find these plates for sale at CarolinaMech.com. They are compatible with 60% keyboards like tray mount cases. Of course, that includes the unicorn and, let's say, probably the Buck & Echo that's coming up from Canon Keys and whatnot. So it's going to be compatible with all those kinds of cases. The Salvation essentially would work for, these plates would work for it too, because it's basically a 60% tray. And then finally we have the aluminum plate with Mr. Van Dusen's logo there, and the little USA mark, which is pretty cool, made in the USA. Pretty nice. Alright, so we have 3 plates, right, to choose from. So I would like y'all to help me pick. Maybe I'll do just a 1 minute poll, make it simple. What plate shall we use? Full FR4, half FR4, and full aluminum. Maybe I'll do 2 minutes. Okay, let's do it. Alright, while we wait, I'm gonna test the PCB, as is customary for me to do so. Looks like it's brand new. So we're gonna open this bad boy up. So we are using a Heine H60 PCB. Just Heine's PCB with a workable JST connector on the left side here. Have you seen the VEN? I have, Moon. The VEN is GOX 65% design. I have seen it, yes. I have not seen it in person. I've seen photos. Okay. Let's see what the pull's looking like. Looks like half FR4 and full aluminum are popular options right now. I could see that. Let's see. So let's open up VIA. Nuclear data, that's not as poggers. Indeed it is. It's really nice. I really like the it's like kind of like a foresty green, and I really like that color. It looks nice on a desk mat especially. Let's see, VIA. There you go. And Moon, what's gonna be your salvation color? Can you guess? Because I've yet to unpack it. Alright, let's just do well, we're gonna build it with I think 7U. I'm gonna check RStock. If you're here you can confirm, but if not I'll just check your entry. I wrote it down anyway, so yep, 7U. Do you want a regular backspace or split? That's I guess and then step caps lock and split right shift. That's that's like the only stuff I would have to ask you about. 7U, do you want a split backspace or regular, and then step caps lock or regular, and then split right shift or regular? Probably split, but yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and test these anyway. Little regular backspace, split right shift, step caps. Look at you. That's the best layout. Is that a Limo connector? No. It's a JST connector. It's a JST connector. If you haven't seen any daughterboard connecting PCBs, then yeah, that's what it is. I'm just gonna map this to control, might as well, because I always use control there anyway. Alright, let's go to our key tester and just test it out. Tornado, hello. Wow, holy, so handsome today. Glasses on fleek? They knew? Holy, wow. Oh god, he's from New York City for sure. Wow. Yeah, I am from. I totally look like a New York City lad. Thank you for the roaring compliment entrance as usual. I hope you've been well. How are you doing, Tornado? Where the Tims at? I should I tell you something funny? I actually have never, fun fact, I have never owned a pair of Tims. I've never owned a pair of Tims. I've owned other kinds of shoes. Like I've owned like Allen Edmonds or whatever, but I've owned Crocs. Like Converse stuff and like skater shoes, and I've owned like different kinds of stuff, but not Tims. Tims are like the last thing, I guess. Oh, and Uggs. Of course, I have never owned Uggs, because well, they ugly. Blue and silver, that says Gerald Juby. There's a very good chance we'll get silver though. So I could probably bet on that. But yeah, no. Well, after all, the colorway is called lightning silver, so We'll see. Alright, PCB works perfectly fine, which is normal. I usually haven't had any issues with Heine PCBs. The only issues I've had with Heine PCBs before is I just had to reflash it with the VIA file, but that's normally because of QMK things. So this daughter board connect like zigzag thing is kind of neat. Keeps it in there. Anyway, let's go ahead and put this aside. And we're gonna be building with... Oh wait, shoot. What won the poll just earlier? Half FR4 or full alu? I actually didn't see. Too bad I don't have a mod today, and that would have been important. Can someone tell me what won just earlier? Was it half or full? I think half? Okay, cool. Half it is. Have you heard of the Leaf 65? I've heard of it. Have I seen it in person? No. Yeah, of course. Of course I know of the Leaf 65. Fox Lab has been doing pretty good work over the years. I would not doubt that they have potential and also a good track record. They've always been making pretty good boards. I have a Leaf 80 myself, a Leaf TKL. So I can tell you that Fox Lab has been doing good work over the years, and so yeah, of course I've seen the Leaf 65. Don't worry, we'll replace Dennis for you. Yeah, Dennis isn't around here anymore. He's busy boy working, which is totally fine, you know. Okay, so it looks like we have clip-in stabs today. Yes, clip-in stabs for today. See, left shift, enter, and backspace, and then all the wires. All right, cool. Let's clip these out. I normally just grab my my soldering little thing and just have the flush cutters. Whoop. Salty Nutted, I'm gonna head out to run some errands. Oh, okay, I missed that. I hope you have a good time running errands. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, I mean, I wish I could give you a specific thing about specific, you know, advice or notes about the Leaf 65, but I have not tried it in person, so I can't tell you much about this specific board. But Fox Lab has done good work over the years. Like, they've been around for a while now, and I personally haven't had any specific issues. I know that like the Leaf 80, like the E-White for example, had some like specs and stuff at one point. They had some quality control issues there, and like the plate had some like rubbing and stuff because I think the cutouts weren't like I mean, they're machined fine, but I think maybe a slightly off on some of them. I don't know what happened, but my unit was, like, turned out okay. But I think I remember Nathan had some issues at one point, but I wouldn't generalize it to every board they've done because they actually have lots of boards that work perfectly fine. The Leaf 60 is a pretty popular board, pretty solid board actually. And then the Leaf TKL, and then they've done like a bunch of other stuff. I think the Fox Orange as well. It's like the pizza looking one. Good morning, Ozzy. How are you? Alright. Let's get our 205 grade 0. We have, as always, quite a lot of it. And then my designated brush. How's it going, Ozzy? How are you doing? How are things in the other side of the world? I actually, you know, I was actually talking to a friend the other day. He actually does, so he's a he's a content creator, but he's like on YouTube. But we were talking about kind of like viewership, and I realized that I personally struggle being a viewer, specifically in that, like, for example, let's say, like, let's put Ozzy as an example, because he said good morning and it's like morning time there. I can't think of myself like being like waking up and being like, this person's streaming today, so I'm just gonna pop in. I've never, like, I don't kind of like, I don't think that way. And it's not because I'm a streamer, actually. It's because I'm not used to watching Twitch. Or I'm not used to just like letting it play and just kind of being there. And it's something that I realized because he was talking about how like he once tried streaming, and he just felt like bizarrely out of place, kind of like interacting with people who are in that position, right? And he was like, I don't know what to tell them. Like, it makes, like, he was like, it makes me feel like they're just kind of sitting and doing their work, and I'm just like maybe a distraction or something. And he felt kind of bad, and I was like, that's an interesting take. And I guess, like, you know, because in streaming at least it's like live, right? And like you kind of either entertain people or you do your own thing and people just watch you do your own thing, right? Like that's kind of some of the appeal for streaming. It's like you watch things just happen in front of you. I mean, there's streams where there's zero interaction and people just do their thing and people just go on watch, right? I use Twitch more as a radio. Oh, that's a good way to see it. It's on in the background. Yeah, okay. So I know that a lot of people kind of have Twitch like that, which I totally understand. I actually do think it's kind of like the fair way to have it on there, because it's hard to pay attention to everything, and also it's not everything's interesting, to be honest with you. I certainly am not like the most interesting person to watch. I think there's a lot more entertaining and funny and, you know, humorous people out there. I'm like a very serious person in the end, and so that's not very entertaining. But I totally can see the background, like putting it on the background or having several people. Even like some people I know that some people like have like, you know, multiple monitors and they just have like 3 or 4 streams just playing, and I'm like, how do you even like, how do your eyes just like not drift towards one of these things? I don't know. I think I get distracted too easily, so I try to avoid it, basically. That's why I'm not used to it, because when I am on Twitch, it's very conscientious. Like it's a very conscious effort for me. That's why I lurk so much. I make the effort of tuning in because it's my way of supporting streamers from the community, but more often than not, I've got them playing in the background. Yeah, of course, right? Like if you want to support streamers, viewership is super important. Like it's absolutely crucial, right? To give, you know, the streamers you enjoy that viewership, even if it just means being in the background. But yeah, I think the engagement aspect for me is like, it's either I'm in or I'm not. So I end up closing tabs rather quickly when I don't engage, because I'm like, I need to focus on the task I'm doing, and when I have it open, I just can't focus on it. I'm a bit of a single-minded person in that regard, I guess. I think you offer really interesting discussions, which I find very entertaining. Oh, I appreciate that. I'm a very earnest person, okay? I'm a very direct kind of person as far as like my thoughts go. Like they kind of just roam in this space, but I kind of like to talk, like, you know, speak them out loudly, and kind of people chime in from there. So I guess in a way it's like I'm not like a wall. But I definitely am not like a natural entertainer as far as like comedy goes. Like I can't do comedy. That's for sure. I've never been one. Started watching Twitch to learn how to build keyboards. Very specific, but now it's more for companionship and having water cooler chat. Oh, yeah, I see now. No, that's really great. I mean, personally, I'm super thankful to have. Actually, Ozzy, yeah, I'm very thankful for your presence in the community as of the past. Pretty much, I discovered you when the Kara prototypes were out, right? And I've just noticed that you've been around, like your presence in the community has been so much more substantial the past few months. I'm very thankful for that. Like more specifically because you've been contributing so much to the community. You've been doing, you know, behind the scenes stuff for stuff that you do, you know, professionally. You know, very informative stuff. And not just, you know, it's almost like, yes, maybe it's like returning the favor, but at the same time, it's just people don't always do this, right? Like engage in the community right away like that. I found that really really nice, really pleasant. New types. Thank you so much for the 7 months, my friend. Let's see. If I'm walking away for a while, I'll leave multiple streams up to help give streamers viewers. Yeah, that's really nice, Obsidian. You also get to farm channel points. Oh, true that. Channel points. They do farm a bit automatically, actually. Although I think if you're AFK for too long, there comes a point where the channel point counter kind of has some errors and stuff. Let's see. I like to think I have a good sense of humor, but I don't think it comes across as much when I stream. More so in chat or in servers. Yeah, I have a very different sense of humor when I'm in person. Or yeah, or even in chat. Like, like the way I banter in some servers is so different from the way I banter like online, like during stream or even during or like in different servers, like on Discord or like Keycaps or whatever. Yeah. Taco Game, hello. Put a lot more time into it lately. I was in listen mode for a while, then begin to see where I can contribute. Yeah, no, that's really great. We're very thankful for your contributions to the community. I mean, they've been noticeable. I have to say that. Like, I can tell that people are enjoying it. So, it's been really pleasant to see. I like that. I like when people kind of have their own piece of the pie, kind of like to bring to the table. It's like a little potluck sort of thing. It's like they have their own little thing to bring, and the people might not know it, or it might be the same thing anyone else brought, but it's in their own way and style, and that's the good stuff. Oh, top-down cam froze? Huh. Weird. It did. Sorry. It did. Give me 1 second, guys. I don't know why. Ah, there we go. It happens every so often. I don't know why. I think it's a connector. Maybe the connector's slightly loose now. I don't like that about these cameras. The micro HDMI connector is a flimsy one. My banter can vary a lot depending on where I am. Yeah. Speaking of, I bring good news. Yesterday my production sample decimates arrived. Ooh, and how? So you're a happy boy. So I assume your production samples came out well. That's more important. Case in point, my new nickname in the Wilbur server. That was surprising. I actually didn't expect that. It came out of nowhere. I see your lubing stats. So I'm gonna go play with B and be back later. Thanks. Gotta run. Good to see you as always. Chat soon sounds good. Thank you so much, Josie. Wanna see? Sure, if you have a photo, sure, why not? I didn't know you were doing any desk mats, but that's cool. Is this just for yourself, or like, are you running a group by, or? Sorry, Taco Game, I just don't know all about all the things going on at once. There's a backstory to it. Wilbur told me I'm a bit of a dag, and that's one of the definitions according to Google. Nice. Like straight out of Merriam-Webster or something. For the record, he meant nicer definition. Wilbur's a really nice person, though. Wilbur's a sweetheart, in my opinion. He comes off a certain way online, I think. But he's such a nice person. I mean, specifically is because, you know why it is? Is because Wilbur, for example, he whenever he has to speak, it's because there is a reason to speak. Meaning it's probably bad. Normally, it's like the someone's saying this and it's not true. So let me say something about it. And that's when people are like, "Oh my god, I was scared." Because I've heard that a lot. I mean, not a lot, but I've heard it a few times. It's like, "Oh, is Wilbur kind of like kind of scary or something?" I'm like, no. He's like the nicest person. Here's the main one. Let's see it. Oh, Taco, that's right. You're doing these. Oh man, that's cool. The skeleton ones. These are cool. These are cool. I'm glad they came out well. Purely for myself. I mean, that's very rewarding, though. Having that done for yourself is very, very rewarding. So, keep doing you, I say. It's not like, yeah, it doesn't hurt anybody, and it sounds like you're having a blast doing it, so don't stop it. There's a partial gold and full purple variations. Ain't gonna spam the chat, so yeah, sounds good. This is a pretty neat board. It is. It is, Mr. Dashkov. Speaking of which, I haven't seen you in a bit. How are you doing? I hope you've been well. Oh no, this I designed for myself. The others are for the group. Oh, I see. Cool. I mean, they do have that style to them. There's a very specific style to it. Very nice. It's good to see. Original work, or at least work that's kind of like, you know, your own. Ain't nobody gonna tell you that you're doing things wrong if you're just doing it for yourself. I've been pretty busy with work, enjoy what I'm doing, so everything is good. That's great. I like hearing when people tell me that they enjoy the work that they do. It's like, it actually makes me curious about what they do too. It's like, I wonder what's enjoyable about it, and it's good to hear that they're enjoying it. But yeah, that's good. I mean, busy is okay if you're enjoying it. That's the thing. Busy is totally fine if you enjoy the work. Glad to be able to catch a stream. Thank you so much, man. That's really nice of you. Yeah, we're in back to that late Friday night slot in a way. haven't done a late Friday stream in a bit, actually. And maybe I did like an afternoon one before, but not later. Been pulling my hours a bit. Then again, I've also been pretty busy with school. Specifically, yeah, just projects. I have deliverables, and they require a lot of coordination and time, so just had to put the keyboards to aside for a bit. Felt a little bad for the people who have been waiting, but yeah, what you gonna do, right? There's bigger responsibilities. Alright, we're done with these. And we go on with the wires now. Everyone should love what they do. So much happiness for your overall life and health. Absolutely, Gerald. I agree wholeheartedly. I have to say, I'm in a phase where I'm not entirely sure if I'm enjoying everything I'm doing, but I'm also giving it a bit of a chance in the sense that I don't hate it either. It's like I'm in a stage where I just need to do some of these things before I get to the part that are going to be fun and exhilarating for me. So personally, I have no qualms. I'm not an unhappy person in that regard. But I do think that it's easy to misunderstand tediousness or like tedium with like bad slash like, you know, the nature of the work not being what you wanted. Because it's not always like that either. Are you planning on designing a board sometime? Not in the meantime, no. Not in the meantime. It's not in the horizon. I would have to learn how to CAD, and I would probably have to learn how to kind of guide the entire process by myself and sort of see kind of like where I get with just the basic skills, given my knowledge of keywords, of course. But I currently don't have like burning ideas per se that I'm super eager to make that I need to kind of like invest myself into. So no, probably not right now. And probably not really. I don't really think I'm going to design a board at any point. I just kind of don't. I don't know. I just kind of don't have that inspiration yet. If I do, well, I'll let you know. I've gone the generic route and add Japanese lettering and some reference to things. I see. It's like when you eat a food twice and wonder if to drop out or eat a third time. Good way to see it. I have a project in the back burner for an HKB style 50% board. So kind of like a TMO 50, similar. That I have to rework at some point. Sounds fun. Small form factor boards can be fun if done in that like layout that like satisfies your needs. Because obviously for me the problem with 40s or like small form factor stuff is that I can't use it efficiently yet. And I've tried to like get used to things and it doesn't always work out. I tried many times, so it just hasn't worked out that way. How do you choose a name, Diego? What do you mean, how do you choose a name, Diego? I was named Diego. I was born with the name. My parents gave me that name. So, I didn't choose it. To answer your question. I mean, I know where it's going, but I hope you don't have to say it. Let me see. Get you a picture? Cool, let's see it. Oh. Oh. Sandra, you're doing a PCB too? I didn't know you did. This is cool. It's symmetrical. That's cool. That's great. That's fantastic. You should get, you should definitely work on it at some point once you kind of have the oomph and the time. It sounds like fun. It's trial and error, but it's still, that's very cool. That's a cool project. First attempt at designing a PCB for a first attempt, it sure looks pretty decent. I mean, of course, I'm sure there's like customary things that people in keyboards kind of know now or have learned over experience rather than just technical knowledge. So I mean, but it's like that you gotta start somewhere. I work on innovation projects. Currently working with a grad student to optimize our logistics chain using AI and operations research. Interesting. It's kind of industrial engineering kind of stuff. Very cool. Definitely AI has become big and like machine learning stuff, and I mean that's like some of the projects I've been doing lately are pretty closely related to that, to AI and stuff like that. Classifications and organizing and logistics and machine-based management and learning, modeling, even like data modeling. I just thought Diego was more of a Latino name. Usually Asian parents name their kids something generic like, I'm Asian and a lot of my friends are John. Oh, for sure. I totally understand where you came from. Like, as in, like, why you asked that question. I understood that. I knew that was where you were coming from. But no. I was actually born and raised in Mexico, so my first official legal name is Diego. I do have a middle name that's Korean. But yeah, that's kind of where the things stand. But yeah, I've gone by Diego basically my entire life since day one. Pretty incredible the amount of data we aren't even using right now. Oh yeah, these models don't even work with the big swaths of data either. Big data stuff is actually really hard to do because the models start failing really quickly, especially with AI stuff. That's something we've been learning and stuff, and it's pretty cool. It's like you have to partition the data, and even then you get decent success rates, and then you try to expand slightly more, and then just all goes burning to the ground. And you have to rethink your problem and your solution. Have you used DBZ Lube for stabs? I have, or the BDZ Lube, yeah. What are your opinions on it versus Crytox 205? The BDZ Lube is definitely thicker, and so it definitely sticks better to this stab wire, right? I have a couple of concerns that I've kind of like experienced over using it a few times now. Is that if you kind of don't apply enough the first time, it's actually hard to address the problem later. You actually might have to like even replace a stab or something like that. Second of all, it's kind of messy. It's a messy lube. The BDZ. It's a bit of a messy lube, and it definitely should not be mixed with any other kinds of lubricants. Like you should not be mixing 205 and the BDZ one. It's gonna make a pretty big mess. But it's good. It's a good lube. Like it's a good lubricant for stabs, no doubt. Like people have had success with it. And by success, I really mean maintenance of the stab being lubed, like the status of the stab being lubed is what people want, right? Because what people complain about with 205 right now is my stab sounded fine when I built it, but 2 months later or even a week later, my stab doesn't sound the same, or it's ticking. And that's because the lube displaced from wherever it was first placed somewhere else, and therefore the empty space kind of causes these disruptions. And that's what people complained about, sort of, right? Like, that's what the crux of the problem was. And then, you know, we arrived at this BDZ lube, and it does the job in staying in place, but it's a messy one too. Like, it's a bit of a messy lube. So I personally see, like, you could use any of the two and have rather similar performance results immediately. So you'll just have a working stabilizer if you use the right amount and you apply it properly, right? But then if you, like, I'm not sure about long term. Like, I don't know if long term would be a lot different or something. I hope I got that one right. I'm not sure about the placement of this one. Yeah, that's kind of my view on it, the stab lubes right now. It's like use it. Like, it's definitely good. But will you have guaranteed good results for a long time? I don't know. No one has done long-term tests yet. We don't know how that goes yet. Alright, let's see. A couple of switches here. First time tuning in, your streams are so helpful. Glad I tuned in. Thank you so much, Jay. That's really kind of you. And welcome, first of all. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask them. I try to answer every question. If you don't see me answering the question, it's probably not because I ignored you purposefully, but I just didn't see it. So you can tag me too. Alright, so first we just get the corners down, just to get the alignment, and then I maybe put a couple of switches in the between. So in the half plate, you don't have to worry about any of the middle parts, because you can just do that after the half plate's done, which is what I personally do. I do the half plate first, and then I do the rest. But right now we just need enough switches to test the stabilizers. And then always make sure these guys clip in properly, which I think they have. Actually, I may need to push it slightly more down. Another thing with half plates that can be an issue sometimes is that the way they are cut sometimes doesn't allow them to actually hold on to the switches really well. So you just need to make sure they're at the right height relative to the PCB. They should be parallel to the PCB at every part of the plane. Yeah. Alright, let's test these out. Okay, normally I get a piece of foam out because it helps me augment some of the sound that comes out, and it just helps me also just pad things up and, you know, put something in at the bottom. We're gonna test our stabs. Let me know if you guys have any questions about the board, by the way. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, Mr. Arslock is here to answer any questions about the Palmetto. Once again, the Palmetto is a 60% made in South Carolina, machined there by Van Dusen Manufacturing, and then anodized at Connecticut CT Anodizing. Backspace is kind of The switch is not seated properly. Any issues with that? Yeah, I don't think the switch is seated properly. Do you use the holy mod on your stabs? I do not. I do not. I do not. There we go. Do you have any methods on removing patina? There's a lot, but you can use like Brasso and like other things. You can polish it off. Hey, Dialts, hello, how are you? Alright, that's good. Alright, that sounds like a cherry stabilizer, alright. Alright, so for clip-in stabs, I normally grab some toothpicks, and I do the Toothpick Mod, which is very simple. You just need to grab a toothpick. I grab my clippers, flush cutters. I just insert the tip of the, if you want to see. So I just insert the toothpick, and then I just cut it. And the other side. This is basically like, it's like having screw-in stabs, basically. It's basically preventing the clip-in stab from popping out when you pull a keycap. Well, it's not perfect, but it kind of works. It's not perfect though. Oh, I realize the rotation is not locked. All right, let's move on. Thanks for answering all those questions. Alright, we can just go ahead and do the alphas too. Hey Diego, I heard people prefer brass with tactile switches or linear on brass plate, usually not recommended. It's not necessarily that. It's because there's so the first reason why people say they like brass plates in general is because brass plates have a high density, right? They're kind of like sturdier, more rigid, more more dense, and they kind of dampen a bit of the downstroke of your typing a bit, right? And it's also a bit of more of a harsher, it's like more like a more solid sort of like typing experience. Like your downstroke will feel like it's hitting a more solid kind of surface, like a harder surface rather. So that's why people will use brass plates, right? And then why people say they would prefer to use they want to use the tactiles over brass plates is because tactile switches tend to have they have a bit of that snap, right, because of the tactile bump, and so the downstroke actually kind of feels more pronounced when you're using tactiles because, well, the force doesn't feel even, it just kind of collapses after the bump, right? So people will say, oh, I would like to have a brass plate because it kind of dampens that downstroke a bit better than other materials because it's like a sturdier material, right? But the trend in the community right now, so like there's a trend in the community right now that kind of is going towards softer plates and towards, like, I think in MX style switches at least, linear switches are pretty heavily like preferred in the enthusiast community, and so that's probably why you're hearing that. But I would not say it's bad to have brass linear, brass plate and linear switches. It's more so that you need to try it out to really know if it's not for you or it is for you. Like, you might actually try it and like it. I know people who still do and have always liked it, and it's a matter of discovering your own taste in that regard. I wouldn't just dismiss it. I would try it at some point, even if it's not now. But don't dismiss it as it's bad because people told you to. But yeah, that's my thought on it. Hey Oj, how are you? Sending good vibes tonight. Hope you're well. Thank you so much. How are you doing yourself? I hope you are doing well tonight. Sending good vibes back. Right back at you. Alright. Dissertation due in 1 week? Ho 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 ho. That's some serious stuff. Well, good luck. Holy crap, that's a huge. That's huge. I hope it all goes well. That's a pretty big deal. I'm very behind. Oh, I mean, yeah, tell me about it. I know that feeling all too well. Alrighty, let's move this a bit up. Do you speak Korean? I do. Not super fluent, as in, well, I'm fluent. Yes, I'm fluent. I speak it at home, and I can read and write. But I wouldn't say I'm not like school taught for Korean. So you make like typos and things like that, and some vocab kind of escapes me. But yes, I do. Alright, let's see. 안녕, papi. 안녕, my son. 안녕. Just kidding. So you're fluent in Spanish too? Yeah, Spanish was my first language that I learned. Alright, let's get this going. I'm gonna turn on the fan, so hopefully it's not too bothersome. Where do you go to school? Where did I go to school? For what? For what, sorry. I mean, like, you mean for college? For high school? For engineering? I think it should be obvious based on my location, but if you can't tell, then maybe we can talk privately. Some university uptown New York? Yeah, I mean, it's not very, it should be obvious. Are you living in Migu? Yes, I live in New York City. I'm located in New York City. I've no clue. I'm not from the States. Oh, I see. If that is the case, then that's tough luck, eh? I just have no desire of projecting personal information. That's all. At least just not explicitly. It's too easy to do that. I have a new powder coat sample. I was looking forward to trying to get one of these, but Trudeau stole all my money this month. Rip. Alright, let's first of all, just wanted to give a shout out to Arslock and Van Dusen, who decided to send this board over to me to build. You know, thank you so much for letting me check this out. Pretty cool board. We'll see what it sounds and feels like later on, but thanks, Arslock. And we have a bunch of vendors who sponsored this channel. And more importantly, you know, they just support the channel in meaningful ways. And, you know, it's not something huge or anything, but I always have a lot of gratitude for every single one of them. And to all you community members who come by regularly to hop in and have fun, thank you. So yep, gonna start with the sponsors. We first, I'm just gonna go through the group buys that are currently active. They changed as of today, actually, so it's important to, well, not like, you know, it's important to just note what's changed. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start with Canon Keys. So Canon Keys right now for keyboards, there are two things. The first is going to be the Iki 68 Aurora. In the peaches and light colorway, peaches and cream light colorway. So the Iki 68 ran previously, but this one is a special peaches and cream colorway one. So if you're into that, check it out. And second, and kind of more relevant to what we're doing today, is the Canon Keys Bakeneko. The Bakeneko 6T is essentially the same premise for the board. It's a tray mount with a friction fit O-ring situation going on, and basically one sec. And it comes in at a very affordable price for it. More details are in the Canon Keys blog, so just go ahead and check out the Canon Keys blog for that. Basically, it's cast aluminum case, and you know, it comes at a certain quality standard, and you know, offers the experience of this open source design that's essentially based on the elements that made the unicorn so popular. But yeah, again, different price point, kind of different approach actually, and also a whole different quality standard. But again, an exciting prospect for those who might be interested in a budget-friendly option. that would be it. I will be building a Bakken Echo 60 at one point, very soon, so stay tuned for that. The Bakken Echo 60 is going to drop on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, so mark your calendars. Sad to hear about the Canon Keys group buy update regarding delays today. I see. Alright, so for key sets we have GMK Peaches and Cream Light, and the nice PBT Sugar Plum set that we showed before. If you go onto my Instagram, Instagram.com/lightningkeyboards, the Think 6.5 that's on my profile there, or that's on my posts, has the nice PBT Sugar Plum set. It was like a dark purple modifiers and white alpha set. And so that set is going to be in stock on Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So for those who are interested, that's going to be the time when it drops. And then new switches, there's a coffee chip tactile switch. It's said to be similar to the Holy Panda. It comes in a nice kind of brownish color. And those are now in stock on Canon Keys, so check those out. And then today they restocked the mauves, the lavenders, and the Cherry MX Black Hyperglide switches. So if they're in stock, go and check them out on the Canon Keys. Next up, we have, just gonna mention Keyspresso.ca, Hugo Keys. Keyspresso also offers a promo code, and the link. But if you're in Canada and you're interested in buying from Keyspresso offers a discount through a promo code and a link that I have in my panels below on the right. And on Keyspresso, we have EPVT 6085. We have the D60 Lite version for that. We have Penguin dust mats, Giant V4 switches, and EVO2 linear switches. And then there's assorted stock of other accessories that are recurrent on the storefront. Next up, we have Mint Autumn, working on the Rukia and more. More news coming soon from them. But they're working hard to finish the Rukia group buy and to proceed on to new projects. Next, we have Novel Keys. Gummy fam, what's up? What's up, Salt Rock? How are you doing? I actually haven't seen you in a while. Hope you've been well. Novel Keys, we currently have two keyboards. We have the Salvation, Wilbotech and Salvin collaborating for the Salvation. Novel Keys is the North American proxy for it. Of course, if you're in EU, salvin.com is the place to go for the Salvation. A 60% comes at $295 US. It's a tray mount with a leaf spring mechanism underneath it. Very interesting board. Again, I will also be streaming a build of the Wilbotech Salvin Salvation pretty soon. So stay tuned for more news on that. It's been a lot of 60% this year, and I'm very excited. Not because I want to compare them, but because I'm very excited that there's just more 60%, and I love the 60% layout. So it's awesome. Salvation, lots of favorable reviews, at least for the people who have seen it. But a very, very interesting board that I suggest you to check out and at least kind of get the idea of what it is and why it's appealing. It's basically a way to offer a soft typing experience to the typical tray mount that we know, but different from the way this board does it, for example. I've been good recently. Glad to see so many people doing great keyboard content. Oh, thank you. We're currently gifting some subs for Bin, so she'll give and get a Salvation. Oh, very nice. Oh, that's cute. We also have the NK65 V2 in aluminum on novel keys. GMK Metropolis round 2. SA Tatooine is ending tonight. So tonight is the last day for SA Tatooine. And then PBT purple, blue on white is also available on novel keys in stock. Oh, I do want to announce that you guys should all consider this. You should all consider the following. You should all consider purchasing Nono Deduct bundle pre-order. Nono Deduct is it's Soran's duck mascot, and he made a desk mat and this plushie, so cute. And that comes with a desk mat too. It's a desk mat and plushie bundle, but more importantly, friends, it's not just about supporting, you know, like getting Nono, but it's also that every bundle that's ordered is $10 US that's being donated to the Children's Heart Foundation. So it's for a good cause. And I would, you know, I personally am all for supporting the Children's Heart Foundation. And, you know, I just wanted to say that. All right. That's it for I believe that's it for novel keys. There's of course a lot of other stock on novel keys like deskpad switches and so on and so forth. Gator on. You can get 5% off using the promo code Thunder. Okay, let's test these. Let's test the switches out. Alright, next up we have Omnitype, where we have GMK Blurple and SA Ramses currently on group buy. You can check out both of them at omnitype.com/lightning. There's also regular desk pads available through Omnitype, so make sure to check their calendar out and also their stock currently on their storefront. Let's see. Alright, next up we have Prime Keyboards. Prime Keyboards, a place to go for your supply of Alpaca switches. Oh, the one key's not working. Maybe I forgot to solder it. Loop stations, Cobalt Palm switches, desk keys, films. Gateron switch puller. Duroc V2 stabs, my favorite stabilizers that I use personally. They come with black hardware, which is also my favorite. And then, you know, there's other accessories, like there's an RGB acrylic diffuser thing, and loop stations, switch openers, and so on and so forth. Just go and check out primekb.com/lightning. Alright, I think let's see, the one key, I indeed forgot to solder it, which is why it's not working, because I am a dummy. Alright, that should work now. There we go. Cool. Works. Alright. Next up, we have Project Keyboard, where you can find DCS Delftware on projectkeyboard.com. A very neat set that features a ceramic aesthetic in a mix of whites and blues. There's also some cool desk pads for it as well, so check out DCS Delftware. Then there is Salvin.com, where you can find Wilbitech PCBs, Salvation if you're in the EU, as well as the Olia desk pad by Yura if you have not seen those. And there's also Salvin apparel available on Salvin.com, so just check it out. Especially if you're in the EU, that might be the place to go for you. And then finally we have Space Cables, spaceholdings.net, where we have GMK Wasabi V2 running until May 2nd. And then cable collaborations for Seafarer, Botanical Wasabi, Blurple, etc., etc. And then we have desk pads. We have in-stock desk pads from Space Cables, and we also have XHT BDZ loop coming soon. And then we finally have the Olia desk pad by Yura PSD. She is a very talented designer, and you should check out her work on spaceholdings.net. She has a desk pad currently in group buy for the next week. And that's it. Alright, so I assume I just do this now. So for the unicorn style, you just put the O-ring around. And let's see. So if we need to plug this in, I assume I plug it in first. And then I tuck it into the channel. Okay, it's all in now. And then I just plop it into the case. Wait, let me just make sure. Oh, whoops. It actually, oh wait, it's actually slightly short, so I actually need slightly more slack here. Just need slightly more slack here. And then, oh, one of the pieces of toothpick came off. Which one was it? Which one is it? Oh, okay, it's that one. Alright, let's just put that one in. Toothpick. Let's go back. Basically, you want to put the spacebar side down, slide it in, and then you can use the finger holes and push down the cable. Spacebar side down. So spacebar side down, slide it in like this, and then I use the finger holes to plug that in. Plug it in first. Oh, okay, that makes sense now. Alright, yeah, I see now what you mean. Yep, cool. I see what you mean. The way down yet? Not sure if it's all the way down. I'm gonna give it some more slack. I think for the production run it's a bit tricky. Yeah, I think it is a bit tricky. I think I actually need to slot it into the channel a bit better before I even put the rest in, because otherwise I don't think there's enough room for it. Yeah, I think the cable needs more slack for sure. I think the fact that the cable is getting in the way is a bit can be a bit of an annoyance, for at least for people who are building. I think if you have no patience, then yeah, it will definitely bother you. basically, look, I tucked it in already. I tucked it into a zigzag, and then all that's left is just the horizontal part. And then by that, I just do this. I think it's all down actually. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's all the way down, I think. Great. Okay. Awesome. Let's just make sure that's correct. We can just test by putting some keycaps on. Oh no, this side is not fully down, is it? Let's see. I think it is down now. Let's see. Okay, that side's down. Okay, yeah, okay, it is down. Okay, cool. Alright, I thought it wasn't all the way down, but it is. Alright. Yeah, for sure. Pretty tight space though. I personally think it is a bit too tight of a space, and I would definitely recommend giving it slightly more slack for users. I'm not sure if the zigzag slot is like necessarily the best solution, personally, but it works. I'm not sure it's just the best solution for the tight space that's in there. All right, cool. Yeah, like I can definitely tell there is a bit of rigidity, so actually, is it evenly down though? No, that's not evenly all the way down, so I'm gonna have to actually pull it out slightly. Yeah, I think it's not all the way down. It's not all the way flush. I need slightly more. Okay. Yeah, I think yeah, this is gonna need more slack, because if someone yanks it up, I think they might actually break the connector at one point. I think it's a bit risky for like an inexperienced person. I think it might be a bit difficult for like a first timer, or even if they're not a first timer. I do think that if they're not careful, they could easily yank it all out. So might want to think about that a little. But yeah, I mean, it's in now, I think. Too much zigzag. Yeah, I think it's too much zigzag for sure. And maybe just a deeper channel, I think. I actually think you might need a deeper channel. Even if it's there, I think you might just need a deeper like place. For the connector, for the cable. So yeah. Because, you know, it definitely feels rigid on the left compared to the right. Not that it's a, but that's only if I'm pushing a lot, but I can definitely tell there's a bit of rigidity. So I definitely think you just need a deeper channel under the JST area. I think it's a little too tight for it. Yeah. I think you guys should think about making this area a bit deeper, so that basically like it doesn't feel like this side is getting tight because of the space that's not there. Yeah, I think deeper is the way to go. Deeper channel. So the cable is fully in, like all the way in. Oh, GMK Keyboard Co. Whoa. Okay, we can do that. I haven't. Oh, that's right. You were asking me if I could do a black keyboard before. Sure, let's do Keyboard Co, Mr. Druas. I know you've been waiting for this. I know you've been waiting for the Keyboard Co on a black keyboard, right? So, let's go. Should we do handwrite? No, I'm gonna ban handwrite. Just kidding, but I would probably say no to it because I kind of don't want to see it on this right now. Hey Kevin, what's up, dude? How you doing? You know, it definitely feels a bit tight on the left. It's like giving me a bit of an illusion on the left, because it's giving me the illusion that it's tight, and so it's actually on the same plane, but it's almost like it's trying to tell me it's not. So yeah, but I don't know. We'll see if it's actually off. Once it captures on, we'll be able to tell. Hopefully it's properly seated though. I couldn't see the cable, so. We streaming Diablo 2? Dude. When Diablo 2 Resurrected comes out, oh my god, I'm so sorry, keyboard enthusiasts, but I'm out. Diablo 2 Resurrected is gonna suck my life into hell. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Let's see. Is that a sheet stack? Yeah, that's a sheet stack. That is a sheet stack. Oh, gray accents too? Oh, my bad. My bad. Maybe. Didn't realize that you wanted gray accents. Let's see. Can you explain the history of how the community decided on the mousepad size that is used? Let me try to remember if there was a particular precedent for that. I honestly think it was because... Who did the desk pads first? Oh! Was the first desk pad through Novel Keys? Were the first few desk pads through Novel Keys, like in the community? I actually don't know. Don't remember if it was the precedent was Glorious Gaming. Well, there you go. So they first popularized the desk mats in 900 by 400. I think the sizing is what people are asking. The one person was asking about. 900 by 400 by 4. Let's see. Do I have something gray to match the enter? white. Let's see. Huh? Otter? I think that works. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Alright, let's see. Hey, awkward gamer, how you doing? Alright, now is the time. Now is the moment of truth where I actually see if this thing looks off or not. Okay. Does it look off to you guys? It kind of does look like the height's a little taller near the JST area, isn't it? Kind of does. It's not huge, but it's kind of there. Are you sure the cable, like, totally? Yeah, pretty sure I did, but I mean, I guess I can go back. It's not like difficult to. Oh my god, so squeaky. I need to clean that Woo, that was oh, my ears. Oh my gosh. Lube those screws. Yes, they need some 205. I'm actually just gonna grab the this thing. All right. Was it getting caught on anything? I don't see any marks, but let me try to tuck it in again, I guess. Let me try to tuck it in again. Those screws need some WD-40. Yo, I should just dip it. I should just donut dip the screws in 205 though. I should just open the jar and just put some 205 on them. Okay. Okay, Arslock, I swear it's all the way in. I can swear. Alright, okay. Maybe it wasn't fully in. I don't know, but let's try again. Alright, y'all judge. It still looks slightly off, doesn't it? This side looks a little should I just match it by hand? I should just match it by hand. Just kidding, just kidding. Could cut the heat shrink? True. Well, the thing is this. You can't see a gap. There's no gaps. There's no gaps in between the keycap and the... Okay, I'm trying to see if I can even tell whether it's too tight. I can't see in there. Yeah, I mean it's fine. Like it doesn't. Escape is so tall in comparison. Oh well. Let me use. I can use a regular escape that way. You can see. Okay. Is that far off? Very slight, right? It's very slight. I do think it just needs more room. Is the gasket supposed to show more on the right side? Yeah, it's slightly off, I think. I think it's just a teeny bit off. Because of the... I think it might be a heat shrink for sure. Because if they were just the wires, they would just tuck themselves in on their own. Or they would get squished or something. So, yeah, I think it's it just might need a little more space. Okay. Looks a little off. Yeah. Alright, it is what it is, my friends. I should just make sure it works, but I mean, I think it should. Okay. Ooh. Oh my god. Okay, there. Try to do it slowly so it wouldn't squeak. Okay. It works. Alright, no worries, I guess, for now. Alright, friends. Let's see this. Let's try this out. I don't need to wait 3 months for a new proto or anything. Well, that's good, you know? It's good that you just have direct access to manufacturing. The gasket gets pushed out by the backspace stab. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah. The gasket does get pushed out slightly by the stab. So yeah. All right. So let's see. I cannot deal with how pretty those caps are. I think they just match black cases really well because of the colors. Like they just pop like crazy. Any live keyboard group buy you would recommend? I mean, I mentioned a few earlier. Keyboard wise, there is the Salvation right now. The Bakken Echo 60 is going to be in stock on Wednesday. But again, it's a first come first serve most likely. And then the Iki 68 Aurora is on Canon Keys right now as well if you're into 65%. What keycap set is that? It's called GMK Keyboard Co. GMK Keyboard Co. Yeah. Alright. Let's try to adjust a few things here. Type on it. What are your thoughts on Frog TKL? I think it's good for Gion that he's doing it. I'm kind of excited to see what's new with it. That's about it though. I won't have any specific thoughts until we see it in person. Man, that red gasket showing through. Can we just push it up slightly? Or can I use a squeegee thingy? Hold up. Maybe I can push it. Maybe I can push it in slightly. Oh yeah, it is just being pushed out. Okay. Oh, okay. It got. I see now. I see. It got pushed out by the wall. Let me see if I can maneuver it in. No, it's not gonna maneuver itself in. I see. Yeah. Where's real switches like Alps? Okay, I'm gonna put this very far away because it's gonna squeak. Ooh! Oh my god, these screws! Try a credit card? No, I don't think that credit card would work. I think I just need to reseat the gasket. Once the gasket's reseated, it'll be okay. I apologize for the delay. But yeah. Okay. Better now. I daily drive my 4978 beam spring. Holy crap. That's a chonker to daily drive. It's kind of loud. But, I mean, I understand. Like, why you would like it. You can still see the gasket slightly, but I don't think it's as bad. Oh, okay, it's definitely not as bad anymore. Alright. That gets actually covered by the cap, I think. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Looks good now. Look at that. Looks much better, right? Alright. Is it even now too on the back? No, I can still tell the 2, 3, and 4 are slightly up. Let me see if I can show this, but you can still see that here 2, 3, and 4 is slightly up. Anyway, let's try to type on this. Otter so cute, indeed. Okay, let's actually be otter. Alright. It looks insignificant. Yeah, it's a very small difference. Alright, let's go. So here we have Alpacas on a half FR4 plate with GMK Keyboard Co on a Palmetto. Sounds pretty nice. I actually want to try one more test without my earphones on because I had one of them on just to make sure the sound was okay, but I'm gonna give it a shot one more time. So let's give it one more shot. All right. And that's it. Alright, let's listen to the modifiers. Here's the modifiers. And that's it. I didn't read chat, so let's see. It's really nice. Actually, I really like the sound. High-pitched sound. Yes, it does have a bit of a high-pitched sound. But I personally think... Uh-oh. I hope I didn't open like a million programs doing that. Okay, it's fine now. Oh no, it's not fine. There we go, it's fine now. Okay, so, yeah. So that's what it sounds like. Pretty plinky sounding board too. Yeah, it does remind me of the Unicorn. Like when I tap on the backspace, especially the backspace reminds me a lot of the Unicorn because the backspace kind of sits on the gasket. The like the stab is right next to the gasket, like being pushed, and you can tell that whenever you press the 2U backspace here, you totally get the like gasket dampening at the corner. You can tell from the at every corner that happens. At every corner. But it's particularly prominent for the 2U because it's such a large key. All right, let's show you guys the board itself one time. Here is the Palmetto 60 from the top. Looks really nice with Keyboard Co. I like it. As you can see, it has a curved top. You can see it from the side here. I like the way it looks really nice. And again, this has a very cool way of elevating the board in this like very round form. There's the port. Again, excuse my fingerprints. It's just like a matte anode, so kind of shows the fingerprints a lot. Nice machining from Van Dusen. I do agree. That set has an odd name. Well, it's Keyboard Co, like Tiffany & Co. If that makes sense. But yeah, here it is. It's based on some dunks, indeed. Indeed. They are based on the like some SB dunks, yeah. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. And CarolinaMech. Let's add the CarolinaMech sticker to my notepad. My notepad is I'm not sure where it fits. Been sticker bombing my notepad. Okay. I think that's okay. It's not a great sticker bomb, but it just has a lot of random stuff. Okay. Keyboard Co is a hidden gem. Yeah, I really like this set. When I first got this set, I was stoked. Yeah. Anyhow, if the greater community knew of this set, drew us, especially because it's based on some dunks. Like, imagine all the hype beasts out there. They'll go crazy. But yeah, that's what the... What's a dunk? Your shoes. The sound of Topra here. And some good old MX. When people ask me, what switches do you think I should use for the best talk? This is it. Topre. MX does not have talk. No, it does not. It simply is not a descriptor for MX style switches. How do I put Topper switches in my Corsair K70? Can you help? No, I can't. One of your pet peeves? Yeah, for sure. It definitely is. This is not silenced HHKB either. That's just lubed. But yeah. Yeah. It's really nicely lubed. But anyhow. Let's see. So I suppose I'm relatively free today, and it's only 11 and my sleep schedule is completely wrecked, so we can either raid someone or we can just hang out for a bit. I don't have enough to build another keyboard right now because I have some lubing to do. What kind of plate is it again? We have a half FR4 plate on this. I apologize for not updating the command, but it's a half FR4 plate. This is the full FR4 plate from CarolinaMech, and this is the full aluminum plate. Hug the big homie. Oh, okay. Come hither, boy. Gatoron comes with. Does an Alice Topper exist? No. We don't have custom Topper PCBs yet. We don't have custom Topper PCBs just yet. Should we do some working out? Oh god. They're good friends. How that arm doing? It's doing better. It's doing better than earlier this morning. Alright, fine. But yes, we don't have... how does it compare to a unicorn? It's pretty comparable to a unicorn frying pan. It's actually like... It reminds me of a unicorn, so it's pretty nice. The method is essentially the same, so... Yeah. Alright. Alright, push-ups it is, I guess. Push-up time it is. You guys can see all my mess over there, but Whew. Let's go. Hydrate shall do. How often do you work out? I actually barely work out. I'll be honest with you. I do like I do a lot of chores at home and stuff. So maybe that's why. I like walk a lot actually. I walk twice a day. I walk once in the morning, once in the evening. I always walk every single day. So maybe that's why. But that's just because I get really restless if I don't do that. I'm not in shape though. I'm not in good shape. Alright, so let's see who's online. Oh, y'all want to see some teasers? Always here for the teasers. Okay. How about chat pics? Let's see. What do you want to see? Option number 1 is a prototype. Option number 2 is a personal board that I've yet to build. Both are unique in their own ways. But I'm not gonna say more than that. Personal? Ooh. Ooh, okay, okay. Okay, okay. Alright, personal it is. This is a board that I'm hoping to build at some point near in the future. I don't know when. Whenever I have switches done, whenever I have time for myself, I'll be building this. I want to. I've been waiting for it, but I don't have the time. Whoosh. Do you guys know what this is? Have you guys ever heard of what this is? Police, Alice. Is that a Jane? No, that's not a Jane. So that's the teaser. I see that Kimchi Jody Boy is very animated about it. But yes, the Toma, it stands for, it means cutting board in Korean. And it's a wooden, CNC wooden Alice layout keyboard with an integrated wooden plate. So what I need to do is I actually kind of need to break in the plate by adding some switches to it and just making sure that the plate, doesn't warp. Yeah. It's Luffy's board. Yeah. It's Luffy and a few other, and like someone else who works with him. But yeah, I was able to secure one not long ago. And it's been sitting because I have no time thus far. I'll get to it soon though. Hopefully. Alright, let's see. Who is streaming? Lulz? Oh, Lulz is doing a subathon. Minterly. Basic. Stray Chroma. Max F are currently, and Bite-Sized Seamus. I don't know them too well, but seems like I followed them before. Diego, in your base opinion, would you think it'd still be possible to get the set currently or in a few months? Yeah, I think so. I think you can get it. I do think you can get it. It'll be hard because it's old and it's probably just sitting in people's drawers, closets, storage units, or otherwise just, you know, not commonly put up into the market, but I do think it's attainable. Yeah. Okay, so who do we want to raid? I was thinking of raiding Lulsax because he's doing a subathon after all, but we can also raid any other people you guys would like to see, which I don't mind. So if you guys have any suggestions, name them in the next minute. If not, we're just gonna go raid Mr. Lulsax just to support the subathon efforts. Again, thank you everybody for coming by. This was a fun build, but yeah, Arslock board is great. Like, it reminds me of the Unicorn a lot, actually, like basically because it uses the same principle for typing. The curves are unique. I mean, like, the machine marks that you told me about are so minor. Like, I mean, there's like a little, where was that? Oh, it was on the inside, was it? Yeah, I think it was on the inside. There was a little like chomp mark. Oh yeah, here's a chomp mark, but I can't see it, but you can't maybe. But like, you know, these are all things that you can fix in the shop, so it's not a big deal. But otherwise, it looks great. Like, this looks great. I actually was very skeptical of these curves before. I was like, no way that's gonna machine well, especially towards the edges here, but this is done really cleanly. So yeah, Van Dusen did a great job with these. Yeah, this came out nicely, and the chamfers are perfectly fine. They're yeah. Yeah, I don't feel like there's no pokey edges or nothing that I can feel that is a bit too sharp. I mean, maybe like here on the sides a bit. Actually, yeah, actually, like the sides here are uneven. Like here, it doesn't really taper into the chamfer, but here it does, and so you can tell. But again, that's probably because of the way the tool goes around. But yeah, that's it though. That's it. It sounds great, and it looks pretty nice. So yeah. Alright, let's raid Mr. Lulsax, who is currently doing a subathon. Again, I will be streaming next time. Let me see when that will be. Not this weekend. I'm busy for the rest of this weekend. But if I'm available tomorrow, I might. But I'm not sure if I will. But starting from next weekend, you'll definitely see me streaming more regularly, rather. So thank you, everybody, for joining me today. And the next few streams are probably going to focus on the prototypes that came in. So the Bakeneko 60 and the Salvation. So we'll be seeing those, and there's also a bunch of client builds that we have lined up. A lot of exciting stuff, a lot of new boards that I hadn't seen before, so I'm pretty excited for those. But I'll catch you guys then. Take care, have a great weekend, have a great week if I don't see you this weekend, and take care and have fun at Lulsax stream. Thank you so much. See you, everyone.